Hey there, students. Continuing my lecture series on the revolutions of 1848, this time focusing on Italy. Now, I don't have a proper video yet on Italian unification. Now, my friend Paul Sargent does. I'm going to put a little card there so you can subscribe to Paul, and he's got a video. I'll have one later, and I'll love for you to watch it when I do. But I am going to take kind of a snapshot of Italian unification, and I'm going to show you what happened in Italy in 1848 that really was kind of a turning point in the Italian unification movement. This goes out to Marley, my self-proclaimed #1 fan. So, Italy. Now, when we look at Italy, we don't see Italy like we see it today. We see Italy as it's been ever since the Middle Ages, just all fragmented. And Italy's got a lot of foreign dominance at this time. When you look to the north, Italy was dominated by the Austrians. When you look to the south, there was a Bourbon kingdom of the two Sicilies. And when you look at central Italy, the Pope personally controlled the Papal States. So these are three barriers that are really standing in the way of Italian unification and Italian nationalism, is this foreign dominance. And Italy is going to have revolutions in 1848, just like several other nations. What we're going to see in Italy are three unsuccessful revolutions against these various other powers. In the north, you're going to see a rebellion against the Austrians. In the south, a Sicilian revolt against the Bourbons. And then in central Italy, an attempt to establish a Roman Republic in Rome at the center of the Papal States. Now, Giuseppe Mazzini was a prominent figure in the early Italian unification movement, often called the heart of Italian unification. He was a romantic nationalist and believed in this idea of a united Italy. And he was instrumental in founding the Roman Republic in 1849. We see here the flag where we see God and the people. And Mazzini and his allies create this very short-lived republic. And we see here again the Italian tricolor. As I said in my segment on the German states, and we were looking at the Hungarian Revolution, the flag of Hungary uses this green, white, and red Christmassy kind of tricolor, which is indicative of support for Republican nationalism. And we also see Giuseppe Garibaldi, often referred to as the Sword of Italian Unification, who was at this time the commander of the Italian Legion. Now, the Pope isn't too happy about this Roman Republic because the Roman Republic is going to be established in a place where the Pope had personally ruled. So much like during the French Revolution in the late 18th century, when Louis XVI tried to leave France, the Pope left Rome, and this time successfully called on help from foreign powers. And he said that I need help from Catholic countries to reestablish my control over the Papal States. And sure enough, we see the forces of counter-revolution. We see that the French army comes in to intervene. In Rome, we see that the Austrian army comes in to intervene in northern Italy, where they had already had to put down their revolution in Austria and Hungary. And then, of course, the Bourbons are able to rebound in the south, in the Kingdom of the Two Sicilies. And you can see on this map here that all three of these armies converge on Rome, okay? So they are not going to tolerate this republicanism. So keep in mind we have another example of conservatives striking back. And what happens here is Garibaldi sees that he cannot fight and he has to quit Rome. But he tells his men as he's leaving, Dovunque saremo, colla sarà Roma. Wherever we may be, there will be Rome. That I'm giving up on this idea of having a Roman Republic right now, but I'm not giving up on the idea of Italian unification. That we are not successful now, but we will be successful. That this defeat is not going to be forever. That they cannot kill our nationalism. So keep in mind that while this Italian revolution fails along with all the other revolutions, Italian unification is still going to happen. But like German unification, it's going to happen on the basis of blood and iron and realpolitik. And Garibaldi is going to come around to that. And that's going to be an instrumental turning point in the Italian unification Unification movement is that Garibaldi sees that romantic nationalism, Mazzini's nationalism, is not going to be effective, and he embraces pragmatic nationalism. And here we see Garibaldi shaking hands with Victor Emmanuel II, who Garibaldi is going to promote as the King of Italy, and Garibaldi will pledge his sword to Victor Emmanuel II. So Italy will not be united on a republican basis, but on a more conservative monarchical basis. But Garibaldi's fine with that after seeing the failure of romantic republican nationalism. In the next segment, I'm going to address Britain and Russia. So go ahead and click through if you'd like, and I will talk about Britain and Russia, why there wasn't a revolution, all of that kind of stuff. Two different reasons. So go ahead and click there, and I will see you soon. Until the next segment.